Ready.
Yeah.
So, hey everybody, and welcome to Taylor and Lana Talk About Archived. Hi.
Hey.
Um,
Hey.
we haven't done something like this in a while, but I thought it would be really nice for us to get to sit down and chat about our creation.
Yes.
Taylor, why don't you introduce yourself for our audience listening here today?
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm Taylor Ash, and I was started as a singer-songwriter and have kind of become a composer of film media and book talk, lots of book talk. But on the side, I also produce songs and I write orchestral arrangements. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
How would you describe your work? Yeah.
I would describe it as like film score music for books and like film score music for fantasy, especially. I think I that's what I've been focused on now, I guess. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's probably book talk.
It's so cool. Everybody, you need to go listen to it. But
Thank
today
you.
we're here to talk about something tangential to that, which is my
Yes.
new single, Archived, which is out
Yes.
right now on all streaming platforms and on YouTube. You can go
hmm
listen to it. But yeah, Taylor, why don't you tell me about your side of like how this all came to be? Because I've been
Yeah,
talking a
yeah.
lot about this release.
Yes, yes. And I feel like this, I don't even, when we recorded this, it's been almost a year, I want to say. I remember it being warm and I was still pregnant. So, it's a long time ago. Um, but I remember, I think one of the first things you said is that it was based off a Chopin nocturne. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know, but I have a Chopin
Oh yeah,
signature on my
I
shoulder.
remember
And
that.
so I was immediately like, yes, yes, absolutely. What do you need? Like, I think originally we were just gonna do me writing for like the strings part for it, but then we were like, yeah, you know what? Why don't you just come to my studio and we'll just go for it, And I do play piano, you play piano, so we kind of like got the bones of it down, and yeah, it was a super fun process. And definitely different too because you did it live. Like we didn't use a click. You
Yeah.
performed. I think you did baritone uke, right? Was it or tenor uke
Yeah, baritone
and
uke.
baritone uke and vocals at the same time.
No,
And
we
we did
tried
it. We
and
tried.
then
Oh, we tried doing
we
it. That's
tried
right.
and then we did like the uke to set the tempo and then based everything around that.
Right. That's right. That's what we did. But it's still like pretty much like no click, just very organic. And
Hmm.
that was super cool. Yeah. I
It
thought that was
was
a fun. Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I love I love like composing around not click
hmm
tracks, but that did make
Same.
it really that did make it really annoying to transcribe later when I was trying to
Yeah.
transcribe it for Julia to play.
Uh-huh. Yes. Yeah. And like usually Logic has a great feature where if you put it in and like everything's lined up in its measures, you can just export the score. And it usually needs a little bit of editing, but
Hmm.
super easy to do. You can export it to like Finale or another music notation software and just fix it up. But this was because we didn't do it to a click. That definitely made things a lot more difficult for us, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But worth it in the end, I think, for how it turned out. But
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. The original plan was to have it be live instruments, all
hmm
like all live strings. But,
hmm
that didn't pan out because we
It's
couldn't
tough.
get everybody to come in person and
Mhm.
it's hard to like recreate the studio experience.
It is very, and it's also it can be very expensive to do live strings. And, especially if you're hiring each individual string part and not hiring out like a quartet or something like
Yeah.
that. So, but that's where these VSTs come in and like they've really come so far over the past years. And like it's a great like budget way to get
Hmm.
I think, a great orchestral sound
Yeah.
for like, for people who the normal everyday artists who like can't afford to have these massive studio sessions for their songs, so got to get
Yeah.
creative sometimes.
You used BBC Orchestra, right?
No, I
Spitfire,
actually
BBC Orchestra. Oh yeah, no.
no I used to use that like religiously, but I've since I'm like a professional now, I use East West Composer Cloud, which I
Mm.
highly recommend. This I'm not sponsored by them. They're just fantastic virtual instruments. So I think most of what I used is East West Composer Cloud. I think it's the symphonic orchestra, but I also have the Hollywood Orchestra and the fantasy orchestra, which is a big one for my own music, which is pretty cool. So
Hmm. Oh yeah,
yeah,
fantasy with all your book talk and stuff.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
so,
yeah,
yeah, I love everybody, please go over to Taylor's. I feel like everybody who's watching this is probably already like a big fan of
yeah.
you, but
Well, they're probably yeah. It's yeah,
but it's oh my God. Like you're like making me want to read these books because I haven't I like I'm not a big reader
yeah.
anymore. I've been rereading the Shadowhunter series.
Oh yeah, City of Bones. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that was like a big teenage. I reread that recently actually too, and I was like, I forgot how like angsty these
Oh
book
my
series
God.
are,
There's
but
so many of them now though.
I know
They're
there's a
like,
lot.
because I stopped reading after Lady Midnight,
Uh-huh.
and then I like, you know, went to college, and then I was just like feeling nostalgic recently, so
Yeah, yeah.
I've been listening to them on Spotify.
On oh
But then
nice.
but then
Oh,
my Spotify time runs out because these books are so long.
I know they
And
are
I
very
can't,
long.
yeah, these books
Hmm.
are so long and I fall asleep listening to them and then it just
Hmm.
plays all night. But no, I've been getting back into that, but I'm like, I feel like I'm hungry for a different world.
You should definitely, I mean, for me, Akatar was the one that got me back into reading again after a very long reading break. And it's just like very easily digestible. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing crazy, like, you know, it's like a straightforward fantasy world, whereas some of the other ones are a little bit more harder to grasp, if that makes sense. You know, like they're a little
Yeah.
bit more complicated, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great place to start if you're looking for a good fantasy book to read.
Yes. I'll check it out. I
Yeah,
think they also have them on Spotify. Because
probably.
some of them are locked. I think I looked and like I think it was the
Uh,
last one in the series.
oh,
It's like
that's how they
um
get you. Look at the first two, and
mm-hmm.
you're gonna want
That's I
to
was
get
like
the one.
there's the catch.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But so with archived,
yes. Let's go back to what we're talking about.
where were we? We were we had a couple sessions and like the first one was like
Hmm.
tracking vocals
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
baritone uke and honestly
Yes.
like just the bare bones as you called it, I was like this is
Yeah.
beyond my wildest imagination.
Also,
Just to have it
yeah,
like, you know, professionally like recorded and then like all the takes comped nicely.
yeah,
Um
yeah. And to be fair, you did such a great job. Like we didn't have that many takes. Like we just like got it out. I think the longest took us was those oohs at the spooky oohs at
yeah.
the end. And I
Hmm.
think we had a different version of it at first, but then we like ended up landing on the ones that we have now, and it's oh, it's so good. I just love that's like one of my favorite parts is those
Hmm.
oohs at the end. So good.
Yeah. And I remember I was very adamant about not leaning into like the spookiness of it.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I wanted it to be not more neutral, but more nuanced, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I know. I keep calling them this. I forgot. I keep calling them the spooky oohs, but they're not spooky.
Yeah, they're not spooky.
They're like haunting though. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like more like yeah, they are nuanced. Like it's hard to describe what they actually are. It's yeah, it's very I don't know. I love the way it ends and then it goes back into our sound design that we have at the beginning, which
Yeah.
is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't part of my original idea, but I was like, I need more things to tie it back into like a like I was just really worried about like making it too
Hmm.
like campy or like
Hmm. I don't
gratuitous.
think yeah, I
But
think
yeah.
it to me when I listen to it now, it just feels like I'm like walking on a street in on a
Hmm.
summer's day and I hear someone playing that Chopin nocturne with their window open, and then you
Yeah.
daydream, and then you let your mind drift, and that's where our the meat of the piece comes in. And then you come back to
And then you
yourself,
come
and
back.
there's the end of the nocturne, and it's yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
just ooh, goosebumps, you know.
Yeah.
So
And that was, yeah, it was so
it
cool.
was a
And
great
then,
idea.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked our like bookends a
Yes.
lot.
Yeah. Hmm.
I can't wait to show this to my piano teacher.
Oh yeah, that'll be cool.
But then she's just gonna be like, it wasn't even you playing it.
Well, you could have too, because we didn't do the bulk of the craziness of that nocturne. It was mostly just
I
the
don't
left
know.
hand
Yeah.
part, which isn't too crazy. But
Mm-hmm.
and then we had that. We had spent so long, remember getting it because we started in the original key, and then we dropped it, I think, a half step,
Yeah, that was so cool. But I feel like
and
it's gonna be lost on everybody because
yeah,
no, it's not like so like ingrained in them that it's just like,
uh-huh.
oh, this is just how the song goes.
Yeah,
But it
yeah,
was
but
like
it's
it was really it was a surprise to us. Yeah.
yeah, we worked that part so many times. We're like, and we like stretch it out and then shorten it and like try to get that transition so it didn't sound so crazy. And I think,
Mhm.
yeah, I think we nailed it. I think
We
we
did
nailed
it.
it.
We took
Yeah.
this whole thing is just us being like, good job, us.
Yes, we did it. We did that.
We did such a good job. Yeah. So there, yeah, there's that part, and then so that's what we did together, and then talk a little bit about your process coming up with the orchestration because it went through a
Yeah.
couple iterations, right?
Yes, totally. And like I think I loved your vocals so much. And I was like, when I first went through, I didn't sorry, hold on, my mic's like falling down. I didn't want to step on your vocals too much. So I think I really kept it conservative at first.
Hmm.
And then you were like, no,
Yeah.
like go off. You know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
more movement, like more. And I was like, okay. And then so I started really actually going with and like really using the nocturne as like kind of a to like steal little ideas and passages from the nocturne to like kind of allude to that as
Yeah.
well. So that helped, I think. With your guidance, we got there to the full now orchestral arrangement
Mm-hmm.
for underneath
Yeah.
there.
I didn't know you
Yeah.
were using the nocturne as like
Hmm.
guidance for the orchestration.
Yeah. I like just stole a couple little passages from there. Like some of the like moving parts
Oh
are
yeah.
from the nocturne. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to listen out
Mhm.
for that. Do
Mhm.
you remember any like parts in particular that you took?
There's like one da da that like sixth
Oh
jump that
yeah.
happens. I want to say there's like the part that goes da 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 da. That is from the Nocturne. This is very
Mm.
specific if you can't tell.
No, no, I'll like play them side by side, but I'm like, it's all,
Yeah.
it makes so much sense now, but I feel like I didn't register it before because it was
Uh-huh.
displaced.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Like,
Yeah. And so it
yeah.
doesn't, yeah. You have to really know the Nocturne and like be listening for it. So I try to keep it super subtle, but that helped me kind of guide, where I wanted to take the piece. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. I, j- I just saw a thing. It was my friend who like released a music video. Jawan. He he was like, I got struck by lightning twice while filming my music video, and then it was Lightning McQueen going.
Oh my gosh, amazing. That's hilarious. I've seen that trend before. Like, and I fall for it every time. It's like lightning hits a car, and I was like, pew
Yeah.
pew. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my
No,
God.
because he was out in like the middle of the ocean. You have to watch this music video. He was in the middle
Oh,
of
really?
like the ocean playing the piano. Like they like took an old Steinway and brought it into the ocean. And he was like playing the piano and it was like raining. And I was like, oh my God, did he actually get struck by lightning?
Wait, that's insane. That's crazy. I
Yeah.
have to go watch it. Yeah, you should send that to
I'm
me.
gonna send it
Yeah.
to you because it's
Yeah.
really cool.
Man, people are so creative with music videos.
No,
It's awesome.
you would love this actually.
Mm,
He's so talented. He's like
mm.
he's a pianist also like
Oh,
from
nice.
when he was like little, but he like
Uh-huh.
hated it, but his parents made him do it and then he
Yeah.
discovered like like pop and like rap and stuff and
Hmm.
he like and he's
Now he
Korean,
has the
so he does
skills.
like
Yeah.
he's like that K-pop influence too. It's like really
Oh,
cool.
fun. I love
Hmm.
that. That's awesome.
Yeah, but anyway. Um
Archived.
archived.
Go listen to
Um
archived.
go listen to archived.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about like the themes and stuff
Hmm.
of the piece.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I guess this is on me more.
Yeah, I
Um
was like,
yeah, did you
besides the nocturne, I'm like,
yeah. I well, because it's interesting because